What is up, A team? Welcome back. Awesome here. Hope everyone's having an awesome day or night depending where we're at, but hope it is awesome. And yes, we're back at it today to talk more about crypto, to obviously talk more about the markets. What a crazy event that happened over the weekend. Obviously, one of the top 10 biggest liquidation events we had. I mean, just in 2025 alone, we had some pretty big ones. Now here in 2026, we started off the year with, again, another huge liquidation in the market. It's just kind of crazy to sort of see. Blown away by it. I mean, you guys were obviously following it over the weekend. As you guys know, October 10th was the biggest. October 10th of 2025 was the biggest, holding roughly about almost $20 billion in liquidations. And here we are right here in the beginning of the year. No joke, 2026, January 31st, roughly about $2.5 billion. That carried on into February as well. Crazy events that are happening here. But the biggest question is you have people out here that are saying, hey, crypto's dead. And you have people out here that says this is the time to buy the bottom. I guess the question out there is, where do you guys actually see crypto? Are you guys still holding this? Or are you guys still going on? I mean, this is kind of the bear market. We are seeing some pretty bearish signs here. Like I've always told you guys before, it's okay to be bullish in a bearish market, especially a lot of people that have been holding crypto for a very long time, like myself. It's really hard to be bearish on crypto because we've been holding for so long and we're still up pretty good on our bags. And yeah, so it's good to be bearish. Like or it's good to be bullish. I get people want to be bearish, but a lot of these projects, a lot of these cryptos you're still holding are up. But I get the people that are down. I get the people that probably came into this cycle back in January, back in November of 2024. Trump gets elected, cryptocurrency market goes up. Everyone's jumping on board. You can see the momentum coming. A lot of people bought the top of XRP, bought the top of Bitcoin, and we've come down. And so I can see people being a little upset about that, being down on their bags, being 40 to 50 to 60% down on their cryptos, buying at the height of these markets. I feel that pain because I've been there. I've been there back in the previous bulls and know where we're at. But this is the first time in a while where you can sit back, where I personally sit back and go, man, it's nice to I get that we're down overall, but when I look at my portfolio, I'm actually up, and it's just it's kind of crazy. It's a different perspective, and it's hard to express that perspective if you're not experiencing that perspective, So I get that I come off a little more bullish, more times than not because just the situation I'm in. And so I wanted to sort of preface that by saying that because again, I get a lot of people that come at me, pretty hey, crypto's down. Why are you being so bullish on it when it's bearish? And it's well, if you're up, you're still going to be bullish. So that's kind of where I'm at. But I do want to say what's up to the A team. Before we jump into it, I do got a lot of things to share here. We do want to go over the numbers because there actually is some very positive numbers right now. And if anyone jumped into any long leverages late last night and into this morning, you're sitting pretty damn good. Made a lot of money this weekend. I actually made roughly over almost $3,000 this weekend on leveraging. It was actually a really, really good weekend. The volatility is probably one of the easiest things to track. If you were following the 4 hours, if you're following the 12 hours and the days on the RSIs, if you were actually looking at your the MACDs, it was very, very easy to time any of your purchases today. So hopefully you guys were jumping in on that. If not, it's all good. We're here for it. What's up, Tony? Good to see you, my guy. Appreciate you being here. We got Just Maui in the house here. What's up, man? Good to see you, dude. We got Outdoor Nature Show, Jeffrey Mix. What's up? We got Z Goals in the house here. What's going on, guys? Good to see each and every one of you guys here. We got Phil in the house here. Appreciate you being here, man. Who else we got? If I skipped you, I'm sorry, man. We got Griff Skating. Good to see you, man. Let's see. Cool Cat. We got Cool Cat in the house. We got Andrew B. BP Kohler. What's up, buddy? Good to see you guys. Who else we got in the house here? We got Trent in the house. What's up? Another one of the mods. We got Ashley. What's going on, Ashley? Good to see you. Chameleon, Dave's dog Zoe, Chipper. Appreciate you guys all being here on this beautiful Monday, I guess morning for me, afternoon for some. I was going to jump on at 9 o'clock today, but I had some things come up this morning, so I had to come on at 10. I know I've been a little bit wishy-washy on my streams, trying to get back into the grind of it after an extended vacation with the family, trying to get back into the grind. So hopefully we can get rocking and rolling here to carry on 2026 here. Excited for what's to come. I still think, again, I'm more, I guess, bullish on things than I am bearish. So just want to put that out there. Look at that whale wall. There's another shakeout. Price is down. Yeah, there's some shakeouts, dude. Don't get me wrong. I mean, look at the ETFs. The ETFs are shaking out a lot of people, dude. Been here for 14 months. None of my bags are up, but someday they will be. Yeah, dude. I can feel that. I can feel that in my Discord alone. I mean, a lot of people that came into the cryptocurrency market like I said, last year, maybe the end of 2024 going into 2025, this has kind of been a bit of a downturn for a lot of people. This is what they call shaking of the bags, and how many people are actually going to hold and how many people are going to sell. And there's a lot of actual data out here of how many people are actually selling, short-term holders, people that held for a little over a year, that are exiting the markets. They're selling at losses, and that's what's kind of crazy to me, is that people have sold at losses and continue to sell at losses, and it kind of blows my mind. I mean, tax season's over, dude. Tax harvesting is over. But here we are. Outdoor Nature Show. Thanks so much for the 5 gifted memberships. If Outdoor Nature Show gifted you a membership, please say thank you. And those 5 new members, welcome to the A-Team. What's up, XCL Mafia? Hope all is well. Congrats to your 100-day stream. Sorry, I was not in there. We had soccer all weekend, dude. And it was really, really good weekend of soccer. So I do apologize that I wasn't able to jump in there. And but congrats to you on your 100th stream on X. That was pretty badass, dude. Marty, good to see you, buddy. Jessica, good to see you. All right, let's jump into it, guys. Like I said, build your damn bags while it's cheap. Yeah, this is good times. There's a perfect description out here, and I'll show the chart here of what's happening here, because while retail is selling, whales are buying, and it's continually happening like that. And again, don't let people try to shake you from your bags. Honestly, that's the biggest thing that happens here, is that people will spread a lot of fear out there. I mean, even people that are calling for Bitcoin to be dead, like people are saying it's going to go to zero. There's no intrinsic value. Like, that's crazy talk. But I mean, here we are. We hear this all the time. If you've been in crypto, you've been hearing this for years. Like, it's kind of laughable at this moment. But there's still people out there that truly believe that, and they'll continue to push that. They'll continue, like good old, you got Peter, what the fuck's his name? Sorry, what the F is his name? I can't even think of his name all of a sudden. But he's out here constantly knocking down crypto. It's kind of wild, dude. Buy for the fear of the people. Yeah, but you can see right now, cryptocurrency back is to a 2.66 trillion. The fear and greed did fall to a 15 right now. We are kind of in rough territory here. Again, biggest liquidation event. We had top 10 largest liquidation event. It's actually 10 on the scale, right? Number 1 being October 10th of 2025. We had almost $20 billion liquidated that day over the U.S. tariff threats that happened. And then just like I said, the top 10 is actually ranked number 10 right now, was a massive falling of Bitcoin that just happened, about $2.5 billion. Exited the cryptocurrency market. We're almost at 700 billion in the last 2 weeks have actually exited the cryptocurrency market. Almost $1 trillion has left the markets. I mean, Ethereum is 20% down in 7 days. Bitcoin is down 10% in 7 days. XRP almost 14%. You're getting some pretty big hits here, but these are the times, like, I honestly believe this, that these are the times to actually jump in and buy these up. I am, for the first time, this weekend was the first time in literally almost like 2 years that I actually started to DCA into some positions here. I actually started to buy some of this. I've increased my bags on a few things here just because I believe that we are hitting some levels here, and I'll probably DCA in. And if we continue to drop a little more, I'll probably DCA in some more. But I honestly feel that we're getting to some levels here that excited me. I mean, last time I bought this was at 1,500 was for Ethereum. This dipped down yesterday. We were back at levels for Ethereum. I was like, holy crap, dude, this actually might be a good buy, and jump back into a few more purchases. So, I'll probably continue to DCA because I do feel that we are in for some good times here. And I get that people will doubt that. There's signs out there, there's things out there saying that we probably won't kick out of this until the end of 2026. But there's also some data out here suggesting that we're actually on the verge of maybe going into a rally. And a lot of that has to do with the PMI. A lot of that has to do with the spending that's going on. And we'll see if that continues. But here we are right now. You can see that cryptocurrency is down. Hedera right here, 12% down. But stock market's looking phenomenal today, right? We got another shutdown, partial shutdown in the government. The reaction to that happened on Saturday. The shutdown obviously triggered some selling events here. But you guys know the bounce back was going to happen here. You can see right here, February's traders shake off silver and Bitcoin decline. Gold starting to bounce back. We had a massive manipulation when it came to gold and silver. But stock market's back up here. You can see NASDAQ's up 207 points. S&P 500 is up 48. And the Dow's up 512 points. It's looking actually better than we did on Friday when we closed. Again, this right here is exactly what happens every single time. Bitcoin is doing what Bitcoin has always done. This is the first time I actually agree with James Wynn on this. He put out a pretty good a statement on this, and I couldn't agree more. I usually don't agree with James Wynn on a whole lot of things. Nothing against him. I just think that it just kind of he's kind of, sometimes I feel like he kind of manipulates the market in some way. But I do believe this because it shakes out the weak hands, absorbs the panic, and keeps marching like it always does. This Bitcoin does control the entire crypto market. I don't care what anyone says about any alt, about any other crypto out there. Bitcoin will continue to rule the roost, and without doubt, we're seeing that happen right now. While everyone's arguing over, is it too late? BTC is sitting here in a classic zone of where it looks like most people that jumped in are selling this because they're afraid of a collapse. They're afraid of it dissipating or going away. This has been here since 2000. This has been here since the early 2012, and obviously people are afraid that it's going to go away, right? I mean, 2010 Bitcoin was first created, right? And then it really started to hit mainstream. People still doubted it. Here we are, literally, here we are in 2026. And people are still doubting crypto, still doubting Bitcoin. And it blows my mind. And it's not collapsing, dude. It's not going to go down. I mean, we see this every single time. People will always jump in here and literally tell you that Bitcoin, my dad, dude, my father, for the first time in a long time, he was kind of doubting Bitcoin last night. Shocked me, dude. My dad's pretty big into Bitcoin, but even for the first time, he was like, man, Bitcoin, if it keeps gambling like this, if people keep using it like a gambling and using it for leverage trading, what value is Bitcoin going to be? What value is Bitcoin going to be if it can be controlled and leveraged like it is? And he's not wrong, because I do think that the gambling and the allowing of the manipulation from the exchanges and from the ETFs have definitely dampened cryptocurrency. I put out a statement, or I put out a post. What was it, like 2 days ago, basically saying that the ETFs control this. And they do. I think banks now are jumping into this and they control this. We're seeing it in live time. We're seeing that happen. A lot of us were against banks. A lot of us were for banks. I was actually for the banks coming in. I wanted new money to come into crypto because all we were doing was just recycling our money. We were just recycling crypto. People would sell, and it's just like what's happening now. Like if you get into, like if I sold Sentinel or I sold XCL, I would basically be taking from viewers, I'd be taking from my community, and I would just be recycling that into the next thing. And that's kind of what happened in crypto from about 2022 all the way until about 2024, almost about a 2 to 3 year span. We were just recycling each other's money. And I was taking from you, you were taking from me, I was putting it over here, you were taking it over there. And that's kind of what happened. And so this whole ETF thing opened up the zone of like, hey, we could actually introduce new money into crypto. We could have banks coming into crypto. And so I was for it, and I'm still for it. I still think it's overall the long-term longevity of Bitcoin is better when you have institutional money coming in. However, you got to sort of, you can't deny that there's going to be no manipulation. Like I can't sit here and deny that there's not going to be big players out here that are control these markets. And we're seeing it happen right now. But I want to say that Bitcoin's not collapsing. There's no way. It wouldn't get to the way it's at right now. It wouldn't get where it's at right now if it had a chance to never work out. Like it truly is that way. So once the MCs get high enough, it's harder to manipulate. Yeah, the market cap's still low. Yeah, I would agree. We talk about that too, Tim. That's a really good statement because I've talked about that before. You go back and you look at the overall global, even the global market cap, and even the United States market cap, right? We're at 55 trillion, I think is the global market cap, or not global, but the market cap for US exchange. I think it's like, or US stock market is like 55 trillion, I think is what it is. I could be off by maybe off by a little bit. Oh, no, right now I actually just typed it in. It sits at 69 trillion as of right now. That's a lot, dude. $69 trillion. Like just realize how much that is. Almost $70 trillion sits in the US stock market. Bitcoin's at 2.6. Like it's just no different than any other meme coin that you jump into. If the market cap is low, it's easily manipulated. If the market cap is high, it's harder to manipulate. No different than the cryptocurrency market and the stock markets. So when the Bitcoin market cap continues to grow and eventually it'll get up to maybe hopefully 10, 15, 20 trillion down the road, it's going to be a lot harder for people to actually manipulate that market. And that's what we want. You know what I mean? That's really what we want. And unfortunately, when you have big whales like BlackRock, Grayscale, you can go down the list of all these, Fidelity, they can continue to control the markets here, along with Binance and Coinbase. I mean, let's not put them out. I mean, they're out here buying and selling too. And you're seeing that happen right now with Binance. I mean, Binance sold a crap ton of Bitcoin on Saturday, which caused the downturn of the markets. I mean, let's not shy away from that. I mean, Binance controls a lot of this, and there's a lot of proof out there. I was just looking into it this morning. of Binance selling on when the markets are down. Literally, it's a soft market. There's no buyers out there on a Saturday, and next thing you know, they're out here dumping a shit ton of Bitcoin. What do you expect to happen in the markets? The markets are going to obviously deteriorate and they're going to fall down. Why would you not wait till a Monday or a Tuesday when the markets are open, the ETFs are out there, the funds are open, to then sell your Bitcoin over the counter versus, behind the scenes here? And that's exactly what happened here. And they can shy away and say that they weren't at fault for this or any of that kind of stuff, but the blockchain doesn't lie. Everyone can see what's happening here. And continually, it goes back to Binance, who obviously holds the largest shares. And the largest exchange. They have a ton of power, and they continue to rule this. You can go back and look at the last class we had back on October 10th. That was triggered by Binance. You can go back and now look at January 31st of 2026. That was triggered by Binance. Don't let that shy away from you here. I know Binance will come out and deny it, but just go back and look at Arcam. Do your own research on it, and you'll see exactly that's what happened here. So it is what it is. Also, remember, you had a bunch of people are giving some guy a hard time that said Acceler was going down to nothing. I wasn't giving anyone a hard time, Fat and Econ. I just said you got to let new cryptos do what they need to do. When new cryptos come out here, they all have to go through a growing pain. They all have to go through growing phases. Doesn't mean it's going to go to zero. It just means that, hey, they got to go through. We got to let them breathe a little bit. Look at Monad, dude. Monad's getting a shit ton of hate right now. Right? Monad, people love Monad. Monad came out pre-sell. Look at Monad. Monad's down like 60% right now. A lot of these cryptos that came out that are new, they still have to work through their systems. They still got to work through their issues. What I'm trying to say here is that don't knock cryptos until they deliver or don't deliver, right? Give them some time to deliver. And if they can't deliver, then go at them. But when they're out 2-3 weeks in to being newly launched out here, you can't go and berate them and degrade them. I guess people will, and that's fine. But I'm just saying you got to give some people some time, you know what I mean? And then if they don't deliver in time, then, feel free to go at it. But I was just trying to say is that, one thing that in crypto here is it's always about, I told you so, I told you so, I told you so. And everyone's trying to be right. And, everyone's trying to be a crypto savior and try to do and it just gets old. It gets boring. And I'm over that whole crypto savior. I'm right. You're wrong. Like, we're here just for crypto. We're here to enjoy it. Sometimes you get into good plays. Sometimes you don't. Unfortunately, just like Ashley said there, which I was just literally thinking that, everyone's here for that instant gratification. And that's just not what crypto is. Crypto has been treated like it's a get rich quick scheme, dude. Like, that's literally what crypto has become. And people, even in 2024, going into 2025, and throughout this whole year and into right now, still believe it's a get rich quick scheme, dude. Again, I've told you guys time and time before. It's not about timing the market. It's time in the market. And most people out here are trying to time the market, and they fail. Most people are trying to time it perfectly to get in at a certain time to buy. And the next thing you know, it collapses on them. They get pissed. Then they hate crypto. Then they become a crypto savior. They hate everyone that talks about crypto. They're angry. They're bitter, and they have someone to blame. And unfortunately, accountability in this space is really hard for most people. Like, most people can't take self-accountability. They got to blame someone. Even right now, like, I'm blaming Binance, dude. I'm blaming Binance for the class. But you can go back and actually look and see that, like, that truly their selling of the market is right there. But we're all, people, that's just human nature. Like, they're out there blaming people for this. And that's what happens in crypto. People try to become the crypto saviors, and that just gets old. It's old. It's boring. Like, take self-accountability. You chose to do it. Stop blaming people for the collapse. Of people out here blaming Trump, like people out here blaming, like, just go follow the data. If you want to go blame people that actually have the money that are manipulating. Go blame BlackRock. Go blame Fidelity. Go blame Binance. People that actually control these markets. Don't blame, little tiny people over here that, like, literally have no control over anything that happens here. Like, that's the crazy part about it. So that's just kind of where I'm at right now. I personally think you can time it. You can time it, but most people, there's going to be some people that can time it, but most people can't time it. You know what I mean? Let's take November of 2024. A lot of people got into crypto. It went on a massive rally, right? But massive tear, dude. Went up crazy numbers. And if we go back and just take a look at this, we'll go back on the weekly here. Go back to when Trump got elected, dude. We're right back over here. We're going into 2024. This is November of 2024 right here. Trump gets elected. This thing goes crazy. Unfortunately, most people were buying up here. You can go back and look at the volumes, dude. This right here wasn't a ton of people buying. This right here was actually not that many people buying. There was a lot of people buying, but not that many. All the people bought right here. Just like right here, right? Then it came down here. People bought right here. This pump right here wasn't a ton of people buying. It was all the people buying right here, and it came back down. And so all the people that are up here and up here tried to time the market thinking it was going to go higher. All the people right here was time in the market. All the people right here, time in the market. This is all of us right now. If you've been following me on crypto for a long time, we went through the ups and downs of all this, dude. Like, we've been through the ups and downs of all this. If you've been on this channel for a long time, I mean, I got people in here who have been with me for 4 or 5 years, and we've been through this, dude. So this is time in the market. Right? That's why I'm when people get mad at me for being super bullish, like, how are you not? If you were buying right here, how are you still not bullish? Yeah, I get that you could be a little disappointed. Like, you'd be like, yeah, that kind of sucks that we're down to 78,000. But if you're buying Bitcoin for 21,000 and you're still up, almost 4x, like, yeah, you're like, yeah, it kind of sucks. You're down a little bit, but like, I'm still bullish. Like, that's still amazing. You know what I mean? If I'm buying Ethereum for $1,000, $800, I think my average Ethereum is like literally $1,000 now. After I bought this last weekend, I think it's like $9 to $1,000. I'm almost almost a 3x up on that, a little bit, maybe a little less than that. I mean, I'm still excited about that. XRP is still up. I bought it at 30 cents, a shit ton at 30 cents. We're up to, 1.6. I mean, I'm still like, how can you not be bullish about that? So I get that people want to be bearish, and that's fine. Be bearish. But I'm still bullish because I'm still up significantly because, again, it's time in the market. It's not timing the market. And unfortunately, people want that get quick, rich. And that's just not what crypto is anymore. And I'm happy that it's not like that. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm happy that it's not like that. So I hope people start to realize that. And maybe crypto will become better. Maybe we'll actually have some, it'll actually become more sustainable than what it is right now. So that's just kind of where it's at, dude. I bought some more this weekend. So hoping we're up from here. Yeah. Austin, Trump treated crypto as a get rich quick scheme. And then he rugged the folks who invested. Again, people are going to invest what they choose to. That's what I'm talking about, Guy. The people that chose to jump into Trump coin, like, they have to take self-accountability for that. You know what I mean? Like, you can't blame Trump. Like, I get people want to do that, but like, you can't blame Trump. Like, okay, he launched a crypto. People decided to jump into it, pump the hell out of it. It went to the numbers that where it went, and then people lost money on it. That is crypto, dude. Like, and those people that jumped in out of hype and out of excitement, like, they lost money, dude. Like, that's what I'm saying. And those people then want to go and blame Trump. That's crazy to me. Like, that's what I'm saying. There's no self-accountability. And unfortunately, you're starting to see that more and more here in the United States, even on the political scheme of things here. Like, people can't take self-account. Like, they can't hold themselves accountable for their own actions. It's almost like to make them feel better, they got to go blame people. You got to go blame XCL because XCL is down. So you're going to go blame people for jumping in and not selling. Like, I could have sold at $800,000. I didn't sell, right? I'm not going to go back and blame them that I didn't sell. Like, oh man, what a shitty project now because I didn't sell at $800,000 and I'm down on my bag a little bit. Like, that's not my mentality. I've never had that mentality before, dude. I used to have that mentality, but then you start to realize, like, dude, that's crazy thought process. I had that mentality back in Saitama, right? You get into this little hole, this dark hole where you have to blame people. But at the end of the day, like, it's on you for getting into that project. It's on you for holding. It's on you for everything, dude. Your whole life. You can't go blame, like, if you're having a shitty day and you're having a crappy life, you can't go blame people for having a crappy life. Like, that's your decision. Like, you decided to make a decision in life to led you down the path to be where you're at today. Like, I don't believe in that whole, like, well, I was born into this family and I was born, into this lifestyle. And so, like, I obviously have to continue to follow that lifestyle. That's crazy thinking to me, dude. You know what I mean? I was born straight white trash, dude. Like, 100%, dude. I lived in a trailer park, dude. No, I didn't live in a trailer park. I lived in a trailer on 5 acres on a little bit of a farm, dude. Didn't have a whole lot, living with my mom, and she did everything for me. I've told you guys this story 100 times before, dude. And, I never look back and go, man, that's so crazy. I'm still living in a trailer. I still, that's part of my life. Like, no, dude, you go up and you try to be better than where you were at before. And I hope my kids are better than where I'm at. You know what I mean? Like, that's the whole goal. Like, that's what you want to do. You start in the shitter and you become, wherever you're at. And I would never blame anyone. I look back at my childhood. I love my childhood, dude. I had the best childhood in the world. Literally. I lived in a fucking single wide trailer, dude. Driving, literally driving beat up cars. We had a horrible, but I look back at my childhood and I'm like, I loved it, dude. There's nothing I would change in my childhood. My family loved me. My mom loved me. Like, they did everything they possibly could to raise. Like, dude, I don't look back negative at all, dude. Like, that's a positive in my book, dude. And so I could care less, man. And that's what I'm saying. Like, you can't blame people for where you're at, dude. Stop blaming people, dude. That is a victim mentality, dude. And it will not get you anywhere in life, dude. Do not be the victim. Just take self accountability, and I promise you'll feel 100% better in life. I promise you. Sorry, I went on a total tear there. I didn't mean to. Back to crypto. So this is what it comes down to here. And it goes back to stop blaming Trump, stop blaming Biden, stop blaming the politics side of things, dude. Like, just stop. Just do what you need to do to be better in your life, dude. That's what it comes down to. Make decisions that give you more money. Make decisions that make your life easier. Make decisions that do things better for your family. Spend more time with your family. Don't go blaming politics and blaming all the other things on what's happening in your life right now. What's happening in your life right now is because of your decisions that you've made, not because of what Trump made, not because of what Biden made or Obama or all that bullshit, dude. Like, that's crazy mentality. Okay. Let's just stop with that and move on. Behave like a victim, become a victim. Yeah, dude. I think people underestimate Solana. Yeah, I think Solana's good, dude. Solana's in a good spot, dude. Austin, you're a con. Says the guy, I'm a con. Says the guy that wants to take time out of his day to subscribe to my channel, come on here and then make a comment. I mean, that's kind of wild, right, dude? I mean, it tells me a lot about you versus your statement towards me. I mean, that tells me a lot about how you are in life as a person. So, I mean, I hope that I hope you find some peace in your life, dude. Honestly, I hope you find some peace in your life, dude. Because that's crazy right there. You need to go exert that much energy on someone's stream. It tells me a lot of where you're at in life, dude. So I hope you find your way out of the hole that you're in. All Democrat assholes have now left the chat. There's a lot of Democrats. There's Republicans. There's a ton. Again, still spending time in here, Joshua James. still spending time in here to write and hate on people. That tells you a lot of where you're at, dude. Oh, dude. Tells me a lot of where you're at and what kind of person you are, dude. It's pretty good. Oh, I love it. Yeah, guy's a Democrat for sure. And it's all good, dude. I think it's good to have. That's one thing I love about X, right? And I love about is that, and like I appreciate Guy, dude. I appreciate his take on it. It's okay that we have different views on a lot of things here, but I mean, that's a great thing about America and the First Amendment and about everything here is that you have to have open debate. You have to have you can't always agree with everything and everyone. It's okay to have different perspectives. And that's what I love about the channel. That's what I love about these people. I got stocks. I bet you do, dude. I bet you got a ton of stocks. I bet you're a stock guy showing up to a crypto channel. How ironic. I got a ton of stocks. Yeah, you got a ton of stocks, so you're getting a 5% return on. You're in your 401k still, Josh. It's okay, bro. I get you, dude. It's okay, man. Like I said, hope you find Jesus, bro. With all that hate, you got a lot of hate in your heart. You can let it out on stream here, though. No problem, dude. Keep letting it out. If this stream gives you the relief to let it out, let it all out, dude. Stay with it, bro. Let's see. Okay, so let's go back in here. This is actually really good right here. So the ISMM report right here, as you guys know, the manufacturing report came in here, and it just printed to a 52.6, highest in the last 40 months. This is the first major bullish sign for all altcoins. This is actually really good for crypto. If you guys don't know, once we actually get above 55, things start to actually look really, really good. And we've been in this low level here since roughly 2023. Started to fall here in 2022, hit a low here in 2023, and now we started to go flat since 2024. Now here in 2026, we're actually starting to see this come up here. I mean, this is actually some really, really good stuff to see right here. And if you go back and actually look at this, we could pull up here. Let's go to the hour. Actually, let's go to the day chart here. You can see that the PMI, well, I don't want to show it there. We'll actually just go back. But this is actually really good. And so what I'm trying to show here is that right here, every single time a crypto bull run happened, the ISM moved above 50. And so you can go back and actually track this to any time that we went above 50 for the manufacturing PMI here. Things have actually started to look really, really good for crypto. And this is what's a bullish sign here. I get people want to be bearish, and that's fine, dude. And people, there's a 4-year cycle out there, and I get all that. But what's good about this is that we're back above 50 here. This entire cycle since 2021, we've been below 50. So you got to think, since 2021, which is when we started to actually come down from crypto, go back and look at the chart in here. You can go back and we'll go back to the day chart here. You can see 2021 was right here. We started to come back down, and all of this right here, we've been below 50 on the manufacturing levels or on the PMI here. And that's what's really actually nice about this is that we're now starting to move into being above this, right? We're starting to actually see a shift. So again, people could be a little upset, but at the end of the day here, I think that this is really good. I mean, we're starting to actually see money come in, and that's what's nice. I agree. Great content. Oh, I appreciate you, Michael. PMI, middle finger in the chat. It's all good, dude. He obviously needed to relieve some energy, and it's okay, dude. Negative energy is just bad energy. But I mean, if that's what if he needs to come in here and talk, I mean, that's his thing, man. Maybe this is his relief. Maybe he's just a little down on the day, right? Maybe he just needs some love. So instead of hating on him like he's hating on everyone here, maybe just shower with some love. Maybe that'll make him feel better. All right, Josh. I hope you feel better. I honestly do. I hope you feel better, bro. I know you're a little upset and a little angry, but I do hope you feel better. Austin, you are motivational speaker for today. You're amazing. I appreciate you, man. Sometimes you just get on a roll, dude. Here, I just want it to be more of like, what sucks is I get it, dude. We're all in the same boat. Like, and people think that, like the Josh guy, for instance, he's like upset about XCL. He's upset about Cent, and he thinks that like just because we're out here talking about crypto, that like, I'm this bad person talking about crypto. Like, just because I get excited about a project or excited about, I mean, you're angry at me for talking about XRP and HBAR. I mean, HBAR is down back to where HBAR was when I bought it back in 2022, dude. Like, you don't see people coming in here and berating me about talking about HBAR. I mean, you got to think I bought HBAR at 7 cents, bro. I bought HBAR at 7 cents. HBAR is literally my worst performing bag. I bought it at 7 cents. I'm up like 30% right now, if that. And I have a really decent sized bag of HBAR. You don't see me going out here attacking HBAR and being upset about HBAR because I'm only up 30% when I could have sold back up here, being up almost 700%. Yeah, that's weird, right? It's super weird. Also, what do you think about buying a coin like DOT? I'm not a big Polkadot fat. I'm really not. I'm not into the Polkadot side of it. It's not my blockchain. It's not a chain that I'm in for, dude. That's what it comes down to. True positive energy is a shield against any negative. 100%, Tony. If Bitcoin dips below 70K, where's the next support? And the next support is roughly, you can see right here. I'll show you the next support where the people are actually voting. You can see the next support is 59, which is right around 60, 64, 60, like probably 68 to 64 is that level. But people are actually betting on this on the open markets right now. That's going to go down below 59,000. I was looking at the prediction models. And if you guys don't know, Coinbase has a good prediction model out there. I've been doing the predictions for this and following the predictions inside Coinbase. Dude, I made a fat stack in predictions. So I just started this last week doing predictions inside Coinbase because, again, you have to here in Washington, you had to go to an Indian reservation to put your parlays in and stuff. And so you can't really do it on an app. Well, Coinbase opened up their prediction models, and so I'm out here freaking just like putting in bets left and right on sports. And just literally alone to this weekend, just on my predictions, I was pretty pumped about it. And I'm up right now. I am let's see, I'm up about $850 off my predictions. I've lost some, but I've also put a ton of money out there for futures. So on who's going to win the Super Bowl, who's going to win the NBA, who's going to actually win March Madness. I put out predictions on who's going to be the MVP. So like I'm up roughly about $2,600, but I put money back in on futures. So roughly I'm about up almost $800 after I put money back into futures. So I'm pretty excited about it, dude. Actually, it's been working out pretty well. So prediction models are actually pretty fun. So this is where Kalshi comes in here. And you can see people are projecting that Bitcoin could drop to 59K if it finds certain support levels that are missed out here. And, we can go back and actually look at this. I told you guys that the previous height of the previous bull is kind of the level that you want to hit on. And, I'm hoping that we don't go below these certain levels. We're actually tell you the truth, if you're looking at, this is a Binance's ticker here, we actually have not gone below the 74,519, which again is the level that we hit back in April when the first Liberation Day came. You can see that this level right here, and let's actually put a horizontal line across this, right here at 50, I think it was 74.5. You can see that level hasn't hit. We came down, almost got to this level for a double bottom here. And so I'm hoping that we actually spring off of this. And there's a pretty good little model out here. I was watching this earlier. I don't know if you guys can see this. I'll make this the whole screen here. But you can see I actually like this. But look, this is back in 2021, right? We had this almost the same exact 2021 into 2022, 2023 right here. Almost the same exact model happen here. Look at this. You can see the same exact model happening right now in real time. Almost same exact trend, dude. Kind of wild. So this is saying that we could go down more, but not necessarily go down that much more. I do think that roughly we are probably sitting on, we could potentially hit the top of the previous bull. We could come back down here, which is where this red line's at, which is a huge amount of support. Is sitting right around the 68,000 mark, right? 68,000 to 64,000, somewhere in that ballpark could happen if we lose support here at the 75,000 mark. And people are actually calling this that this could actually happen. Honestly, sounds like he bought the top. Probably did. It's okay though. I'm excited to load up on everything. Me too, dude. I'm thinking Austin's is a nice break from being an axe murderer guy. It happens, dude. It happens, man. You're gonna get people in here, no matter what. You're gonna get one thing I've realized in crypto is that if you talk about crypto long enough, you're gonna get people that like you, and you're gonna get people that don't like you, and that's okay. You know what I mean? Like, you can never be perfect. Things that you say in here, people will be upset about. Things that you buy, projects that you support, projects that you like, people are not going to like them. People are hating Bitcoin. I'm talking about Bitcoin. People hate it. We talk about XRP. People hate it. Like, it's kind of a lose-lose, and you just got to kind of put it to the side, and hopefully, these people come around and maybe they're not so angry. We know that XCL and Cent is, we don't worry, we're early. Yeah, I mean, you gotta let the team do what they need to do. And again, I haven't actually been, I've been slacking on XCL and Cent, to be honest with you. I don't know a lot about it. Since I've come back, I've just been I've just been following the moves of everything else, and I haven't actually followed a lot of that. So I do apologize, but I mean, I'm here, I'm still holding. It sucks to look at my bag, I'll be honest. It does. Absolutely love your approach on all the different issues. I appreciate you, Dave Dog Zoe. I remember Dot and Link about the same price. Yeah, Link's probably the way to be. I would not probably jump into Polkadot. Again, nothing against Polkadot. I'm not here to like dog a project, but Polkadot, like, it just hasn't been. I mean, Polkadot did really well at the beginning here when it first launched, but I just don't feel like it's a blockchain that I'm going to put money into. Because again, I think the goal is to actually have real use case. Unfortunately, and I can't remember who actually put the tweet out there. Maybe it was Ben Cohen that put the tweet out there. I don't know if you guys follow Ben Cohen or not. Benjamin Cohen. He's obviously talks. He I think his name's Benjamin Cohen. Benjamin Cohen. Yeah, you guys have probably followed him before. Maybe you have, maybe you haven't. I don't know. But this is him right here. He just talks a lot about Bitcoin. But I think he actually put a tweet out here. And maybe it was him, maybe it was someone else that basically was saying, maybe that's not the one. He was basically so, and I thought it was him, but maybe I could be wrong. But really what it came down to is that, cryptocurrency markets are going to continue to, like, all coins are going to continue to fall off. And unless you have a real use case, like, crypto's not going to go anywhere. Unfortunately, like, that's just what it is. And so if you are investing in cryptos that actually have a use case to change things, like crypto won't do anything. And unfortunately, a majority of cryptos just don't have a real use case. That's what it comes down to. It just really doesn't. Or they have a use case that's already being used and there's no reason to actually use it. And that's unfortunately like DOT, right? I get it's another blockchain. It's just like Monad, right? Monad's another one too. I mean, it's another blockchain doing something different, but is it different enough to actually make impact? I don't know. It's too early to tell with Monad, but you do have ones out here that we already know are legit. We do know that Bitcoin's legit. We do know that Ethereum's legit. We do know that XRP is legit. We do know that a lot of these top 10 cryptos, you see Hyperliquid actually performing very well, very unique in what it's doing. So again, top 20 crypto, you can go down the list of these things. Solana obviously has use case. It's fast, but I mean, it's more towards memes and things like that. So kind of, it's kind of just a different take, but you got to find the ones that you like and stick to those ones. And if you don't like them, don't like it. You know what I mean? I saw Coinbase, love that. Yeah, the prediction model is crazy. As life shit happens, just don't get all angry because things aren't going the way that you want them. 100%, Scott. Yeah, I mean, things will come back around. I mean, they always do. You got to realize that when markets are bearish, dude, things come out of people. Like, things just get crazy. I mean, people get really upset. People get really emotional. They see money leaving their wallets. If you are invested in top tier cryptos, if you're invested in established cryptos that have been through multiple bear markets, like you're in a good situation. The only time you lose is when you sell. I mean, really, I say that all the time, but it's true. If you sell, you'll lose. Um, and again, like I haven't sold because I don't want to pay my taxes on it. We need a Discord section. Kalshi would be crazy. I can't do it, dude. Are you investing or gambling? Both. I was doing prediction models. Prediction, like for instance, like I did. I was more for like the Seahawks right now are 68% chance of winning, right? So $100 gets you $147. Nothing too crazy. But if you vote for New England, obviously $100 gets you $303 because it's at a 33%. So I was just more like that. And I was doing like I said, I was doing more futures. Like for instance, I came out here and put some predictions in on. Let me go to my predictions real quick. Hold on. I'll tell you like kind of what I put things on. Like I put $100 on the Olympics. The United States winning the most the most medals, right? I think that we majority of the time win those. And it's like, you put $100 in, I think it's like a $600 win if you get that one. I did put $200 on Michigan winning the college basketball championships. I put $200 on that. I think that wins like almost $1,200. So, or a little more than that. I put Victor. I actually made the Spurs winning the championships. Again, just a kind of a pick based off percentages. I put Luka Doncic as the MVP winner. So I mean, like, those kind of things, dude, like more for fun. What's your 59K all in? I think 65,000 Timsky is like right there. I mean, if we fall down to the previous height of the previous bull, I mean, that would put Bitcoin down roughly about that puts us rough down about 45%. Again, and that's what's hard about the math on this is that the previous height of the previous bull was roughly down 73%. So if we take 73%, that puts us back down here. And this is where people are projecting that we're going to fall back down to like 33,000 because that's what the prediction model tells you when you go off the 4-year cycle, right? The 4-year cycle tells us that we're going to go down to 73 because of the previous height of the previous bulls put us down there, right? You go to every single previous height you go down here every time from the previous height of the previous bull, we've gone down to about $73,000, 73%. And right now, that would put us down here in the 33 marker, which is crazy because that's not that. Again, we've never gone down that far past the previous high of the previous bull, which makes me think that we're not in a bear. We're in a bear market, but we're not in a bear market that's going to make us go and go back down here. Like I guess I'm just having a hard time believing that. Because the numbers aren't telling us that. Like the numbers have never told us that over the last 15 years of Bitcoin. Why all of a sudden now are we going to have that same thing happen? Like that doesn't make sense to me. You know what I mean? That's what's hard. And so until that happens, I mean, until we're proved wrong, I mean, history has always been there, but for some reason history has not repeated itself at all during 2025. And so we are into this 2026 now. And maybe this is the break of the cycle. I don't know. Maybe we fall down to 33,000 and that's where the 78% goes to. But that would break the entire history of what Bitcoin has done before. So maybe this is the time where everything gets broken and starts a whole new cycle. I don't know. You know what I mean? That's so hard to say. But I mean, that's kind of where it's at. Sometimes I like to back out of the chat and focus on Austin's presentation. Hard to do all three when I'm in the middle of something. My bad, dude. I get that. It's hard. Forget BTC, forget XCL, win headbutt token. I know, right? Right, Timsky? It's good to see you, buddy. Don't blame anyone for your losses. All right, Trent. I bought more this weekend. All right, dude. Yeah, I bought some more too this weekend. I think Pure's still going on, dude. I think they're out there. Being mad about losing on a pre-sale is crazy. You literally threw cash in a wishing well and got mad when the wish didn't come true. I mean, and there's still time. They still have, like I said, the project's still fairly new. I mean, like it just came out in what? A little over a month ago, right? So yeah. So you guys still think we are looking to go all-time high short term? I think that we're going to eventually come back. Hey, don't hate on Monad. No, I'm not saying I'm hating on Monad. I'm just saying that like this is a pre-sale that came out. They raised $1 billion, bro. Monad raised $1 billion, and you know what I mean. They raised a ton of money, $1 billion. Can you believe that? Monad raised $1 billion, and it's ranked 143 right now. And if you go back and look at where they're at, this is horrible, right? I mean. But you don't see people out here dogging it, right? I mean, they're down roughly 40%, right? This thing fell all the way down to almost 50% loss, 50%. But like that's newly launched projects. They have to come out and actually deliver now. And in time they will. In time we hope that they will, right? That's the whole goal here, is that hopefully that they will in time. And I mean that's what I'm saying here. I'm not dogging it, dude, at all. I think that there's just everything's coming down. If you launch at this time, bad time to launch. Prediction models is a legal loophole for gambling. It's kind of weird. Yeah, prediction models are kind of a wild take, dude. Some person put a graphic up that said for the last 10 to 15 year Super Bowl winners have been the team traveling east instead of west. Oh, really? That's pretty crazy to see. Um, but right here, retail is dumping, but whales are starting to buy. I mean, we're starting to see this right now on Glassnode. I mean, you can go out here and actually follow this. You can see that the amount of numbers of entries of the balance are coming up. With the amount of people that are selling is crazy. So you can see that, unfortunately, people who are new to crypto are selling, and then you have people coming in. If you don't believe me, I mean, look at Strategy. Strategy's coming out buying a shit ton, right? 75.3 million purchased today. You can come back and actually see this. I mean, whales are starting to buy up these things, and I mean, they want these to come down to buy a better price. And we knew this was going to happen. And decoupling incoming. I mean, decoupling's already starting to happen in some ways. Yeah, monad, gonad. I'm sorry, Austin. I was joking about the monad. No, you're good. I just know that you're into it, bro. I know that you like monad. Well, at least I thought you did. I thought you were invested and liked where they were going. But unfortunately, monad, like, it's just an example of what I'm saying here. They raised $1 billion, and you have a lot of people out here who bought into it, and they're down significantly on their bag. But you don't see everyone out here hating on people who bought into monad. You don't see the people who bought into monad going out there dogging monad. Maybe they are. Maybe I don't follow it. But I mean, that's what I'm saying. I'm a little worried about cascading domino effect if MicroStrategy investors start panicking. Yeah, I mean, that could happen, right? I mean, but that's probably that's why they came in and bought $75.3 million, is to bring down their average price, right? I mean, right now they're trying to get it at 76.052. Bitcoin's trading right now at 78. So they just are a little bit above the level, right? I mean, they basically were adding in real time. If you look at what MicroStrategy is doing in real time, they're just adding to their margin. I mean, they're out here leverage trading and adding to their margin. That's exactly what MicroStrategy is doing. They're out here continually buying Bitcoin, and when Bitcoin gets to a price where it gets maybe too close for comfort, they add to their margin, which is what they did, and now they're back in the green. They were in the red, now they're back in the green. So kind of crazy. Ever since MVC talked about XRP New Year success, it dumped hard. Yeah, MicroStrategy has a DCA, and that's exactly what they did. That's exactly what they did right here. Here's again following Timothy right here. We're going over the bear market seasonality. I mean, we're coming down right here. This is still accumulation, wait, recover zone. And we're talking about Q1, Q2 being what we want, right? Q1, Q2 is kind of the rally out of it. Going into the end of Q2 into Q3, we'll then start to maybe see a peak and fall off. That's kind of where we're at right now. But if you're looking back at the history of this, I mean, right now we're still on par for what 2018 and 2022 did in terms of averages across the board here. So still in accumulation phase, still in the waiting phase. Hopefully here by the end of February going into March, we start to rally back out of this, and maybe going into the end of Q1 and into Q2, we start to see a peak out of this. So it'll be very interesting to sort of see. It is kind of wild right here that Trump does own. I will say this, for Trump being the crypto president of the world. He was obviously president during 2018, and he does hold the one of the worst almost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months of downturn, right? He did own that one, and now we're roughly into 4 months. Yesterday was a 5-month downturn, but I mean, February's come back into the green here. So he does own that. It's kind of interesting to see how this will come out, but I'm hoping that what he does also own is a massive rally that happened here in 2019. So as much as people want to come out here and attack Trump for the downturn and owning some of the worst Bitcoin downturns in history, we can come back here and actually see that he also has massive rallies that have happened during his presidency too. So again, I think it's a mixed bag of results here. I'm not here to blame anyone on it. I do agree that like the tariff discussions, like that obviously derailed a lot what was happening out here. I mean, the markets are going to obviously react to that because no one knows or expects to know what's going to happen with the tariffs. But I think that that's kind of come down a little bit. Obviously, Trump is a big voice for just the markets in general, across on a global scale. And so people want to hold him accountable for it. But again, just try to find ways to make money without having to place blame on people, because I don't think that he's actually really the person that's trying to like even Biden, right? When Biden was in office, we were hating on Biden. I hated on Biden in office because crypto, we were in the worst bear market we ever had. But you go back and you look, and I mean, it wasn't that bad. In all reality, we came out of it nicely in terms of crypto. like it is what it is. Like blaming an administration is crazy. You just got to find the times to make money, and when to pull out, and when to put in. Problem is, Trump is for everything, and then everyone else wants to make it. Yeah, he is, dude. You know what I mean? And some people don't like what's happening. Some people do. Some people will be happy. Some people won't. I'm not even too happy. I'm not even too like Trump doesn't affect my life. That's the crazy thing, is like Trump doesn't affect anything I got going on in my life. Like just like Biden didn't affect anything. I mean, yeah, it kind of sucked, Um, I have to go back and say, I mean, buying a house under Trump, I bought a house at a really low interest rate. Like, I'm super excited about that. I thought we had a really good rally from 2022 to 2025 in terms of Bitcoin, right? I mean, our cryptocurrency bags have grown. They were flat, but I mean, in all reality, you go back and look, and I mean, like, our cryptocurrency did grow from the time Biden was in office to where it's at right now. Like, I mean, I can't be upset about that either. I mean, doesn't mean I have to like the people, but I'm just saying, like, people that are betting on the markets because of one person's crazy. So for all the people out there, for the positive side of the market, there is still a negative side of the market here, and this is what we're talking about, where it could go right now. So if you're following the 4-year cycle, you can see right here the cycle tops. You can see 2025 was a cycle top. We talked about this in October. I went back and actually reviewed some of my live streams back in early 2025. And we were calling for October. It's crazy, dude. I was very adamant about October. It's funny how my feelings towards it shifted the closer we got to like June, July, August. My whole attitude shifted about where Bitcoin was going. Like I became like super positive, and like super bullish with it. But it was funny, like if you go back and listen to like I was saying back in like early 2025. Like I was saying, hey, sell in October. I was literally like, I'm selling in October. I'm selling in October. October comes, I didn't sell. Like I didn't even take my own advice, which is crazy, right? But that's kind of where it's at. And you can see cycle top right here. So people are thinking that if we continue this where we're at, I mean, 26,000, 25,000 for Bitcoin. I think that's kind of crazy. But this is where people think the bottoms are here. And unfortunately, this is that 75% rule I was talking about right here. Negative 79, 81, 75. For some reason they put 65 in here. I don't know why you would shift that from the other ones here. Like, why would you just stick on an average of 75? But again, people have their own charting here. This is just one chart this person put together. And so there is like a bearish side to this as well. So like I said, as much as you're bullish, there is some bearish signs to this too. And that would put, if this went back down to 25,000, that would put probably, you'd probably be able to get Ethereum back for like almost $800 for Ethereum. You know what I mean? So there's that as well. If you go back and think that Bitcoin's going to go to 25, then you have to go back and say, well, I think you're going to be able to buy Ethereum back over here for $900 and $900, which is exactly what happened when Bitcoin dropped back down that far as well. XRP could go back down to certain levels. I mean, HBAR you could probably buy back at 3 cents. Solana you'll be able to buy back at $7. I mean, so there's going to be some crazy buying opportunities coming in here, which would be really, really weird if that happens. It'd be like, I don't even know what to even say. I asked in Discord, but no answer. Do you know anything about VeChain? I'm not a big VeChain guy, dude. No, again, like people like VeChain. VeChain's a slow mover for me, dude. I like what they're trying to do, but it's not somewhere I'm going to park my money. That's all. That's just not where I'm going to do it. $12 Sol again. I'm buying. Yeah, so a Sol could go down that far, right? Right now, Bybit officials, exchangers have a bug in exchange BTC ETH. Damn, really? I think that's fake. This is I think that might be fake. Be careful. There's some scammers out here posting multiple times now in the chat here. So, showed you that. We showed you this. Biggest thing here, dude. I told you guys. I bought into Tesla. You guys were all here on stream when I bought into Tesla. 225. Now Elon confirms that SpaceX is in advanced talks to merge with XAI. I mean, you're gonna have Tesla, XAI, and SpaceX all merging as one. I mean, if you're not bullish on Tesla right now or any of these, like, we're here to make money, right? That's our whole goal. Like SpaceX, XAI merger would be a huge play. I mean, especially if they go public, right? This would be the biggest public merger ever. It'd be the biggest merger and stock in history. I don't think anything could get anywhere close to it. And so, I mean, this is something to at least consider. Like, at least go and open up a Fidelity, or go open up like a Charles Schwab account. Go do something like that, and at least put something in here for like your kids or your future, because I do think this is going to be a pretty big thing. I truly, I mean, I bought it. I'm excited about it, and I'll continue to support it, dude. I showed you guys this right here. Yeah, we're going back into here. I'm probably gonna end up putting some plays in here. I do got to jump off here in 5 minutes, but I want to talk about some things where we're at right now with the price. And you can see right now the day chart's at the bottom here on XRP. The 12 hour is starting to make a little bit of a comeback here, and that's because the 4 hour did another double top here. If you guys weren't following the double top, you know what's going to happen here. But with that being said, you guys know what's going to happen here with the double top. This most likely will come back down and find a certain level here. So if you are in a long position right now, I would at least probably wait for the next, I don't know, 8 to 24 hours before you start to make a decision here. The day chart's starting to work its way back up here, which is nice. But before I jump into this, something, if you're like waiting on the sidelines right now, you know, you could do something like this right here where it comes up and comes down. We could enter something like this, which again could be nice. Let's actually put a line in on this. We can track it back to the day. Let's go. Let's start right here. Let's go right about there. We had a nice little pump. Let's go back to the day chart now. And you can see the day chart was at the top when this happened. So when I look at this, like that happening, we go back to the 4 hour, like this happened, this little pump right here happened. Like I don't find that that's not going to happen. Like this little run's not going to happen, in my opinion, just because we were at the top of the day chart and the top of the 4. We had a nice little rally here. Typically, this will come back down and reset. We want this to come back down and reset again before we start to buy back in. So I mean, like technically, looking at the 4 hour here on XRP, you know, I probably wouldn't be longing, I'll tell you that. But the 12 hours at the bottom, the day chart's at the bottom, and the weekly's at the bottom again. So good signs right there, plus the hours at the top right here. So, I mean, this is kind of a shorting opportunity here. Bitcoin, different animal here. For the 1 hour's at the top here. The 4 hour is also coming to the top here. So Bitcoin can be a little bit different than XRP. There's still room to grow here on the 4 hour here. 12 hours at the bottom and the day chart's at the bottom along with the weekly. So Bitcoin can actually be you could actually come in here and probably scalp along on this thing. Honestly, I think it's in a good spot here. We can look at the algo. You can see majority of it still is shorting though, 5.56% showing that a 73% chance going down, about a 5% chance of going down to 73. The point of control sitting here at 73. So I mean, even a 73,000 still on the table here. We're actually getting lower. You know, the percentages are getting lower and lower. Right, point of control is up here. So the shorting's still on the table for Bitcoin right now. Same here with Ethereum, right? The point of control is sitting here at roughly 2100. And so the percentages are actually in favor of shorting. You can go over here and look at XRP. XRP is obviously showing a favor in shorting as well, sitting here at a point of control of roughly 1.46. So $1.46. I mean, that's a pretty far drop here. Same with HBAR here. It actually came down. It's actually got closer to the 8 cent mark, which is the point of control, about 0.817, and came back up. So when I'm looking at this, like I probably wouldn't be with the 4 hours where they're at, looking at the Monte Carlo. The 4 hours a little bit different here. You can see that it's actually the point of controls on the 4 hour here. You know, it's going to probably come back down and hit these levels, especially on the 4 hours. Same with XRP, right? Point of control actually on the 4 hours a little bit lower. So sitting around 148. Yikes. And then Bitcoin on the 4 hour, we actually hit that point of control right here at roughly 74,901, pump back up, but the percentages are still calling us to come back down. So, you know, I would probably, if I were to enter into a position here, I'd probably end up shorting. I'd probably short if I had to right now. Again, I'm not 100% certain on that. That's just where I'm at. And I would most likely put a stop loss in there to make sure that, just to make sure that you only lose what you're willing to put in there. But I saw a new, hey, Austin, you got 5 Gs I can borrow? Austin, you're the best. I appreciate you, Tom Jones. In my opinion, don't play or invest more than you're willing to lose. I started December 25 down a little bit. Yeah, and if you hold on, Tom, I think all will be well, dude. Austin, you're okay for investing your money in a company led by Musk who partied on Epstein's island. He did. Yeah, I don't know, man. Yeah, that stuff, all that stuff is, I think a lot. I don't know, dude. I'm not going to get into that whole stuff. I was looking at the short if we reach a resistance at 166, and we probably will at 166, dude. You can see that there's a decent amount right here. Actually, tell you the truth, the 166 is right here. There's a fair value gap right here, which we almost are at, right? In the middle of the fair value gap here. In the top of this line, right, which is a roughly 1% is at 170. So like, at this moment with the 4 hour being at the top, like, I'd probably be shorting XRP, at least get it back down to 160, 162, maybe sell off at that point. But I mean, right now, everything is kind of telling me I'll wait for this to continue to come up here because this still hasn't topped out 100% here. So I'll probably wait a little bit, but I mean, yeah, it's on the verge of a shorting for me. So, but yeah, with all that, guys, I appreciate each and every one of you coming on here and kicking it with me today. Thank you so much for just all the love and support you guys always do. I'm gonna try to be better about my live streams. Like I said, I went on a vacation and going to come back, try to put out more content, try to be more vocal, try to be more engaged than I have been over the past probably month or so. And yeah, thanks. I think you're an ethical stand-up guy. Musk was named and emailed and Epstein. I think a lot of people were, dude. I think it's just like those. He was named in there, but I think a lot of people were. Doesn't necessarily mean that they were wrong, or you know what I mean. They're rich investors. Like Elon's the richest man in the world. Of course, people are going to go after his money. So, but yeah. With all that, guys, love you guys a ton. We're out of here. Peace out, everyone.